that have their own channel that they talk everything also geek nerd related. They are big Batman fans. They're big Snyderverse fans. They're big kaiju fans as well. And we're gonna ask who is it? Which one is which? Is it Team Kong or Team Godzilla? I'm Team Kong. I'm telling you guys right now. I'm Team Kong. So, without further ado, the Bat Channel. Hey, and Corey.
Yeah, buddy, let's
Corey.
go.
Already starting.
Welcome.
Damn right, Trey. Damn right. Hey, how's it going?
Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us today. Your presence is greatly appreciated. I have a feeling this is going to be an awesome show. Thank you guys so much once again.
Thanks for having us, man. We're excited. You know, it's good to get the dust off and do some shows again. So thank you. Thanks so much for the invite.
Yeah, Trey, where have you been?
Hanging out with you for Thanksgiving, you know, dealing with my wife's pregnancy, you know, that sort of shit.
That's right.
Expected. Congratulations, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You guys
Trust
know
me, bro. Your whole world changes once you become a dad. I'll tell you that much.
That's what people keep telling me. In fact, one dude at my work was like, "Oh, you're going to be a parent now?" It's just like, "Yeah." He's just like, "Say goodbye to that YouTube channel." I was like, "Oh."
I'm sure you'll find a good balance, bro. It's all it takes. You got to balance it all out.
Have it, or it's still too early?
What's that? Sorry.
Do you know what you're gonna have, or is it still too early? Okay.
So crazy to give you shit about this because I was supposed to post on Twitter on our channel about what the gender was, and it got crazy. So I just it just didn't happen. So Corey's giving me shit about it. It's a girl.
Awesome. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
So gender reveal
is a bit of a shock.
I'll get that. I will get that shotgun ready for you. No worries.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, all of us, like Sarah and I, were both hoping and expecting a boy, and when we saw the smoke turn pink, it was like, oh shit.
That sounds like you guys did a really cool reveal, man. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Congratulations, brother. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
So, gentlemen,
why you're gonna know why, you know.
So, gentlemen, tell us. This is the first time here with the Lethal Geeks. I know we've been trying to get you guys here for a while because obviously everyone's schedule is crazy. So I'm very grateful to having you guys here because we have been talking for a long time. I've been a supporter of your channel for a long time since the release the Snyder Cut days. So I'm very grateful and honored to have you guys in here. I consider you also friends and members of the community, so much appreciated.
Yep.
And I want to know, how'd you guys start it? Because this is the first question that we always ask people when they come into to our channel. Hence, we call it a fan's journey. How did it all start? How did you guys get into the geekhood? What was your like? Let's start with Corey. Let's start with you first, Corey. Tell us how you got into. Yeah,
let it be first. Yep, let's go.
I'm moving over here, Trey. This is awesome. I'm going to talk for a
second. You're leaving the channel, finally?
I'm already looking at Trey and saying, what are we going to talk about, Trey?
Batman, if you're on, do you hear this? He's choosing Lethal Geeks over you.
Batman. Wait, let's see where Batman.
He's there.
Oh, he's there. Oh, you okay? All right.
I think at first I'd like to say, thank you for having us on the show. I've been kind of in the background watching you guys, the Lethal Geeks podcast. You guys immediately caught my eye when I think, if I recall correctly from the first episode, Rock Talks, you made the logo and that design and everything like that. Immediately you caught my eye there. And then watching the first live stream with Sky and everything like that on there, you rocked that 24 countdown, and immediately I was like, all right, this is going to be a show that I like. This is.
Are you a Jack Bauer fan?
Oh, dude,
that's why I did it. I'm also That's why I was like, you know what? I need a countdown, but I don't want the fucking typical countdown there. But I want to do something geek. And I'm like, you know what? Who does a count? And then I remember, shit, Jack Bauer.
Exactly. Perfect. I'm so glad you did that. Every time we say "damn it" tonight, make sure the chat drinks. So that's a good game tonight. Yeah,
Actually, we should do a drop on. We should have a Rocks. Remind me later to get a Jack Bauer drop, because we're like every time, like every new stream, I try to add new drops,
add a couple new ones,
just to keep it fresh, because using the same drops over and over again, it gets bored. It gets boredom. Some are legendary that we're always going to be using, like This is Sparta, stuff like that. But we always try to keep things fresh. So yeah, dude, absolutely.
Yeah. So super happy to be here with you guys tonight. We've been friends for a good long time. Been on in other people's chats and everything like that as well. Sad that Charles is not here today. So shout out to Charles for not making it today. But yeah, man. I guess since I'm starting it off, kind of. When I started growing up, I was immediately kind of introduced to all these different superhero characters from my dad. I hate to admit it, but like I definitely had some Batman gear stuff when I was first growing up. Was definitely into the Batman, Michael Keaton side of things. That was my Batman growing up and everything like that. So there's photos of me that I've since have shredded and burned that has me wearing a Batman shirt. So, but that love of superhero characters quickly evolved as we lived in Florida, but we had family in Illinois. And every time we would drive up to Illinois, we'd stop in Metropolis and, obviously go to all the cool little Superman signs and everything like that. And quickly I evolved into a Superman fan just because I loved that, good boy, that farmer's kid that had the powers to be able to fly around, a true superhero, not a hero support sidekick like Batman is. All he is rich. So that
tonight, boys, the Jap
tonight. They had the same mother's name,
So that's really where I started to fall in love with comic book characters. Shout out to I think Sky mentioned this on the first stream. He mentioned some Dick Tracy. I was a big Dick Tracy guy back in the day as well. So shout out to Sky for that one. So that's where I kind of started. Then obviously got into the animated series, of course, the Justice League. That grew it even more. Big fan of the original Superman, Christopher Reeves. A huge fan there. And yeah, just immediately became a big Superman fan. I don't know what the first comic book I read, but I know you guys typically ask like, what's your favorite comic book series? And I know you guys usually show some stuff around. So like, I'm all about the Man of Steel series.
Beautiful.
I love those, which, thanks to Trey. Trey got me these.
I was waiting for some credit.
Yes. Superman's definitely my favorite character overall as far as superheroes go. He's just that
romantic guy then. Okay.
Yeah, just that.
Now, is it now? Here's my question. So you mentioned that you are a Christopher Reeves fan.
Yes.
Now, were you always a Christopher Reeves fan, or was it Snyder's interpretation of Superman that made you a more Superman fan? Because some people, like for me, like I've always loved Superman. Yep. Superman was the first comic that I read. The first one was The Death of Superman. But the one that made me like fucking fall in love with it was Zach's interpretation. Charles also, like we've asked him like in private conversations, like, hey, so because he's the oldest of all of us, and I straight up asked him like, okay, so Christopher Reeves, are you a fan of that interpretation? He's like, no, like nothing against Christopher Reeves, obviously that was the era, but it was Snyder's take on Superman that made him a fan. So I ask you the same question.
Sure. No, great question. I do love Christopher Reeves. I think the part that I have a slight tendency to love Christopher Reeves so much is because that was my childhood Superman. So that's where the love comes in. So there's a little bias of that. That said, Henry Cavill, Man of Steel, that just made me love him even more. So like when I really compare the two, I have him as tied as my top favorite Superman. That's I cheat that way. But another Superman, or maybe not a Superman, but kind of a Superman that really made me love the Superman character is
Don't
Tom
say it.
Welling.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, sorry.
Somebody
Tom Welling.
sing.
Tom Welling.
Oh, Tom Welling.
Oh, yeah.
Tom Welling has a beef with me. Sorry.
You know what I find when it comes to that show is like either people love it or they hate it. It's like it's always one or the other. There's really no middle ground. So
I think the chat already knows that I love Smallville, but I also have issues with things coming to an end. So I've never finished Smallville. I always get to the last season and then I start over again. So I still have yet to finish it. So not sure if he ever puts out
with
not.
me,
Spoiler alert,
I'm with you because with Smallville, I didn't watch the whole 10 seasons. I watched I don't know, man. I went to the sixth one, maybe. I don't remember. I got bored after a while, because it's not a bad show. It's just that it's once a show goes way too long, it's kind of hard to keep attached to the audience because you got to keep the content fresh. Like with the Arrowverse, with the Flash, after the fourth season, I checked out because I was like, all right, way too much. The quality, we can tell the quality. You're just throwing shit just to keep us watching, So quality is important. One of the things that no, go ahead.
And sure, and I know I'm also curious too about your that's actually what I'm curious about your, because I know a lot of people, like especially on the Snyderverse side of things, we don't necessarily like how they're talking about the Snyderverse side of things, but I tried to keep that noise, that negativity away from me liking their actual show. So I do like their show. I'm also Team Lana versus Team Lois in that show as well.
Okay.
Lois disagrees with me too. So I figure I'd throw that out there as well. But I really want to hear this your story about Tom Welling.
All right, cool. Okay. So again, like nothing against Tom.
You told this story before too. I remember it.
Yeah, I have told the story. Yeah, because I mean, it's not my fault, but I mean, he got mad at me, so it is what it is. Nothing to do. So okay, so as many of you know, I live in Boston, and back in the day, this was like
Cheaper by the dozen.
Like cheaper, like I don't know. This must have been like 12, 13 years ago. Like it was a long time. But I used to be a bartender, okay, and I worked at Logan Airport for a couple of years. I worked at a bar inside security, so and I was the AM bartender. So like. I was the one that when you go for a fucking vacation, whatever, hey, bartender, make me a Bloody Mary. I fucking hated making Bloody Marys. And I hate Bloody Marys. I hate them. But I had to fucking, I had to make them. But either way. And on a Sunday, I had a Sunday shift. And mind you, every airport is different in the States. I don't know about other parts of the world, but here in the U.S., every state has their own, liquor licenses, liquor laws, and everything. So in Boston, you can start serving alcohol from 8 a.m. to the last call of the flight. It was usually around 7 o'clock at night. But on Sundays, it was at that time, because then later they changed the law and they did it at 10 a.m. It was at 11 a.m. So Tom Welling shows up in my bar, and I saw a lot of celebrities. Dude, I even met fucking Peacemaker of all people.
His name is John Cena.
When you handed him the drink, you saw him pick it up.
I don't think he saw it.
No.
You didn't get the joke, Phil. John Cena can't see me, can't see him. He's not.
Okay. Damn.
He's not a wrestling fan, bro, so he doesn't get it.
He was able to see right through, He's probably still confused. Like, how do you tell I'm here right now?
He's already mocking me. So Cincinnati's already mocking me. As always.
Your chance. I would have responded to him. I would have walked up like, I don't see you. What are you talking about?
I wonder how many times he's gotten that too. He's probably gotten that so many times. Anyways, Phil, continue on.
Okay, so I'm working the bar, probably like maybe 9:30, something like that. And Tom Welling walks into my bar, and mind you, no one was in the bar. Bar was open. I mean, you could have breakfast. I just couldn't serve alcohol until 11 o'clock at that time. And he comes in, wearing a cap, and he's like, "Hi, hey, good morning. Could I get a beer, please?" And I'm like, looking at it, and I'm like, I know this guy. Where have I seen this guy? And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, the bar's closed. I can't serve any alcohol. And he looks at me, he's like, are you fucking? What are you talking about? The bar's closed. You guy was like literally pissed. Like I can see the burning eyes. Like I'm sorry. Like it's just a state law. I can't serve any alcohol until 11 a.m. So it's just if I do that, I lose my tip certified license. So it's just a state law. It's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
And I still couldn't recognize it. I'm like, I've seen this guy. It was hard for me to recognize him because he was wearing the hat. He wasn't wearing shades, but he was wearing a cap. So it took a while for me to get it. And I'm trying to be a good sport. Like, listen, I'm sorry. I know it sucks, but can I offer you something else? Offer you some breakfast? A soda, something. Just trying to be a good sport. Just trying to be a good bartender. He left so fucking pissed. Pissed. And then when he left, that's when it hit me. And I'm like, shit. I said no to Superman.
It's a fucking cheaper brother doesn't there.
Oh, and when my boss came later in the day, I was like, Richard, you're not gonna believe what just happened to me. Like, what happened to you? And I'm like, first of all, I told him, so first of all, I don't know if you know, but I'm a nerd. I'm a big DC guy. And we get celebrities all the time. I've like I said, I've seen John Cena, I've seen fucking Kim Kardashian, Owen Wilson, Doc Rivers. Dude, I even met Christopher Lloyd. I met Doc Brown.
Nice.
And while I was working there, I even have a picture with him. That was a fucking honor to me. Of all the celebrities I've met, that was the one that was like, okay. That's because usually when you bartend, obviously you have to keep a level of professionalism, but also just treat them like a normal person. They already get so much shit. Celebrities get so much shit already with paparazzis and people nagging them all the time and in public places. I just learned that, you know what, just treat them like a normal person. And if the conversation opens up, great. If it doesn't, no big deal, Mm-hmm. But with Doc Brown, I was like, I'm sorry, that one I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't.
You had to geek out, eh?
that was like
such a sweet guy.
I was a bit well, I didn't serve him. So the server served him because he was having breakfast. He didn't sit in the bar, but it was just me and her because it was just two of us. And so I forgot the waitress's name, but whatever, don't matter. So she went and asked him if she told him straight up, listen, we know who you are, like you're part of our like childhood. Like, is there any chance before you leave we could take a picture? He's like, absolutely. Just if you don't mind, just let me finish my breakfast, and before I leave, I'll take a picture with all you guys. And he was kind enough to, we let him be. And mind you, he was by himself. Like there was no one else in the restaurant. So I think it was another person, but it was perfect because it wasn't a big deal because it wasn't like a full house and everybody's, oh my God, Doc Brown's here and everybody's coming in. Yeah. That type of shit we try to avoid because again, we try to respect people's time and privacy, And he paid. No, he wasn't having any booze. It was just straight up breakfast. Breakfast. So
he did have to refuse service to him, so he's good.
So he finished his breakfast and then he took a picture with me, he took a picture with the waitress and with the cook.
Nice.
So it was a very nice touching moment for us at that time, so it was pretty cool. But that's the story with Tom Welling. So I denied Superman a drink and he got mad at me.
Josh,
the difference between Superman and Batman, Corey, is Batman would have just bought the damn bar at that time and just grabbed his own alcohol.
What are you talking about? Batman would have been drunk already. He would have walked in sloppy wasted already.